Hello again, beautiful people. It is Gene Bard Busico Jr. coming to you once again this afternoon with an update. Something else that just literally came to mind. And as I promised you guys, these random videos, I will continue to pump them out because I need it to be known to the world. And I really mean this. As much as we have going on, as much goodness, as many challenges as we happen to have in the world at this present moment, there is an infinite, and I mean infinite, there's an infinite supply of positivity, love, strength, and literal power that is available to us in order to not only meet the challenge, but to change our perception. Not only change our perception, having changed your perception, you'll realize that challenge was the biggest blessing you could ever have imagined once you understand exactly what it is you're facing. Okay, so having said that, the update is this. You can change any habit you want to. And I'm going to tell you how. I'm going to be completely realistic with you. Depending on what it is, some of them may be chemical, meaning you may be dependent on a foreign substance. It can be changed. It certainly can be changed. Even if it's something you discovered that you really couldn't help. You've just been doing it. Had no idea. But you've learned that's something about you, which obviously has become a habit. And it's a destructive habit. It's a destructive habit and or pattern that impacts you and others around you. Pardon me, guys, if I'm not fully focused on you guys, but I'm literally driving once again. Hence the randomness of it all. I love it. It's beautiful. But to continue, those habits that can impact both you and others negatively, it's very important that it can change, that you know that it can change. And I need to be completely upfront and let us all know that in the beginning, it will not be easy. It's not going to be easy. But here's the beauty. You simply have to determine within yourself, by experience, speaking for myself personally, it is typically two things that motivate one to fully engage this process of being rid of destructive habits and forming new habits. The two most effective methods for myself as far as the motivation, heartbreak, brokenness. It can produce a desire and a willingness to recognize the fact that, number one, the change is needed, but also provide such a motivation to avoid either experiencing or causing the pain that you may have experienced someone else. Heartbreak. Don't take it for granted. I know this is positivity, believe it or not, as I know you might be asking yourself, this dude said that he was going to do nothing more than promote positivity. So please understand that when I say heartbreak is a very, very, very effective motivator for positive change, I need us to understand that I meant exactly what I said. If you learn to extrapolate from heartbreak, the valuable piece of motivation that will cause you to take a look at that pain that you are experiencing and become fully aware of the action or the habit or your contribution to what has caused this heartbreak, and allow that pain, if you have to do it with tears in your eyes or just a heavy heart, you're human. Absolutely nothing wrong with you. You could be boohoo crying. Absolutely nothing wrong. Nothing to be ashamed about. Because think about it. You come to the realization that there's something going on within me that's contributed to this. And this is serious. So don't underestimate the value of heartbreak. They could be the biggest stepping stone one could ever have imagined. It is a diamond in the rough. Don't overlook it. Another one is joy. What do I mean by joy? Think about the day your child was born. Think about the day you came across, my goodness, just something or someone that inspired you so much to the point where, because of what you being exposed to this person or this scenario or this opportunity, it produced in you a deep sense of wanting to rise to the occasion. Think about it. I don't care what it is, but something that you saw inspired you so much to say that, oh my goodness, I really want to better myself. Being exposed to that person or that thing causes you to remember that you have certain capabilities within yourself. And because of that, the habit that you recognize has been holding you back, you just become sick and tired of becoming sick and tired. You literally become sick and tired of being sick and tired, to the point where you said, you know what? Everything that I know I've been allowing to cause me to hold back and not to be consistent enough or motivated enough to do what I need to do in order to better myself, forget it. Now I'm going to stop here and I'm going to go back to what I said a moment ago, which is that it's going to be hard. I just explained the two motivators. I literally just explained those two pieces that can motivate you to want to enact the change. It doesn't take away from the fact that it's going to be hard. Guess why? Because it's a habit. It's something that you've become emotionally or mentally or even physiologically, or believe it or not, chemically by your body dependent on doing, that's caused you to have some kind of a release in terms of endorphins or dopamine in your body. Sometimes those habits are destructive. Some of us get a high from not necessarily the most healthy habit. Fill in the blank. I'm not going to name any. We know, we're all adults here. We know what those habits can be. I don't need to go into detail. Okay? I'm going to let your mind take you where you need to go to identify that. That's between you and your own inner conscious person. Okay, so moving along, the fact that it's going to be hard, okay, we acknowledge that. And you're looking at me saying, okay, you're telling me it's going to be hard. You're telling me that there are two things that could motivate me. So what now? Where's the magic pill? Where's the, I don't know, the get rich quick methodology of self-improvement? Honestly, there is none. But what there is factual information. Here goes. 1 day at a time. It is just that simple, people. You write down and document that feeling you have that has caused you to become either brokenhearted enough to become that motivated or inspired enough to become that motivated. And many of us, if we're honest, a lot of times we see ourselves on the other end of that challenge or being rid of that habit. And sometimes that emotional stagnator that paralyzes us is just the fear. Oh my God, what if I mess up again? Oh my God, it feels like it's impossible. Those negative thoughts, dismiss them. Remember I said 1 day at a time, right? So here's the strategy. Every 24-hour period that you are given, whatever this habit is, you know what it is. You sit there during that time when you are feeling that motivation, you document it, day one, as to what you're going to think or do to redirect your mind and your focus away from that bad habit and replace it with a productive habit. Literally, every 24 hours a day, you're going to write that one thing down that you're going to do instead of what you used to do. What you're going to think or focus on instead of what you used to think or focus on. And you're going to give yourself the daily challenge of doing that throughout the entire day. If you have to have a small sheet of paper and keep looking at it, or maybe put it in your phone, or maybe a calendar reminder or some kind of an app throughout the entire day, keep referencing that piece of motivation. One, the feeling you had that motivated you to want to have the change, so you remember and register maybe the pain or the extreme motivation or happiness that was associated with the possibility of changing. Write it down, and all you have to do is that entire day focus on that. The reason I said one day at a time is because you can only live one day at a time. Period. I don't care if you have a projected 2-month, 3-month, 4-month, 5-year, 10-year plan. Great, nothing wrong with it. But the fact is, we can only live one day at a time. If we're realistic, one moment at a time, quite frankly. But to put it all into perspective, one day at a time. Why am I saying one day at a time? Because it's already documented, it is proven that anything repeated at very least 19 times becomes a habit. You notice I didn't say do it for 19 days. I said one day at a time. Let's think about it. Forget about the number 19. I just wanted to throw that out there to put that seed in your mind to help you understand. One day at a time. Don't even think about or worry about whether or not, or what about on day 19? What if it? Dismiss it. Dismiss all of the what ifs. Yeah, I remember I told you it's going to be hard. That means all of the negative thoughts of what you, or feelings or emotions that will come at you throughout that one day on day one, they're going to come. I'm not going to dissuade you or delude you into thinking that it's not going to be difficult. It will be. But this is an act of the will. The same way, if you go to the gym and you haven't worked out in 10 years and you do not have much strength at all, you're going to have to start off lifting 5 or 10 pounds. And as many sets as you do on day one, the next day you're probably going to be in pain. However, obviously, repetition is what will cause you to become stronger. The mind is no different. No different, guys. Take that initial motivation that you have, put it all on paper. Day one day at a time. I love you guys. God bless you.